Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing a challenge in the Formula 1 game to drive with the worst camera settings possible. So let's see what abominations we can come up with. Alright, modifications are made and oh my god, that is terrible. I can see the top of some trees and the fence. No track surface to see at all. Out of the front of this Formula 1 car. The steering wheel literally takes up 90% of the screen. You can see a little bit when you're turning the wheel, but you can't do that all the time. Yeah, okay, there is there is no way you could drive like that. I challenge anyone to drive like that, and I bet it is all but impossible. It is, yeah, that is absolutely stupid. I mean, I guess I was going to say why is that an option, but I guess that specific combination of settings is quite silly. So I tried moving all the way up to as high as it goes instead, and this actually is not that bad. So I believe that those first settings that I showed are the worst possible combination of things you could put into the settings, and it would literally be impossible to drive like that. But this is not actually too bad, and as you can see, I'm actually able to see where I'm going and drive. So these will not be the settings that I'll run in the race, because it's too easy and not hard to drive like that. And the halo, it looks like it's right in your face, but it is not actually that bad. So let's see what else we can come up with. Well, this is interesting to say the least. Still can't see a thing. Slightly better than the first one, and maybe just next to the steering wheel you can see a little bit, but still absolutely terrible. But you sit a long way back and way too low from that, so I won't run with that because that is still way too hard to see where you're going. It is better than the first one, but yeah, that is still terrible. So let's set that up higher, because I have no idea how anyone could sit that low in the car and actually be able to drive. But sitting up higher, it's almost level with the halo, which is a bit weird. But again, it's not actually too bad. So we may run with this. It's still incredibly weird to drive like this, but there are a couple of other things I want to try, and one of those is the offset TV pod camera, because it's offset, so that would be another challenge to try to drive like that. So we'll see. I was going to see what that was like, but then qualifying ended. So we'll be starting from the back. That was the plan the whole time.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today.
No time for this. So I think I've got it. I'm going to go with the offset TV camera, and you can see in the background of the poor screen how bad this is looking as I skip past the right one, and just how odd this setting looks. So this is what I'm going to go with. It's off center. I can barely see where I'm going in terms of where the front of the car is and where the car actually is, because the center of the car is off the edge of the screen. So I had to do a restart there because I was, I don't know, completely just terrible, and this will take a bit of time to get used to. So 5 red lights, and away we go for the British Grand Prix. And actually, I now remember why I restarted was because the first time it looked like this car, the camera was lined up with the center of the grid, which I thought didn't make sense. But as I looked through it again,
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
It looked about right. But for a second, it looked like the car was like almost along the center line of all the other cars. But anyway, let's go again, because that didn't go so well. Alright, here we go again through turn 1, and can we get past both of the Williams? Not quite. Had to back out because I just have no confidence with this car at all whatsoever. So I just need to be incredibly patient. We've got 5 laps to get through the whole field. That's plenty of time in reality, as long as I can keep it clean. So straight past the Williams as soon as we can there. And let's see if we can get down the inside of Lance Stroll, and we just about do that, and slot in behind the Alfa Romeo there of Giovinazzi. So making decent progress around the outside there now of Giovinazzi, and up into P16. Next up is Danny Ricciardo, and we try and get as close as we can through Stowe. Good exit, and we get past Danny Rick. Now can we get past Danny Gavia down the inside into the last complex of corners, and we get that move done as well. That's a double overtake on the Dannies. So I'm just literally scrolling down in the race director because I didn't read the name, and I saw that it was a Toro Rosso. So yeah, double overtake, past one Danny, past one, no, I've got to get this timing right. There we go, past one Danny, flick to the other side, down the inside, past the other Danny, and that is the first time 2 Dannies have been overtaken along the same straight. Anyway, next up is Pierre Gasly. Let's see where we can get past him. It won't be through these first few corners, but maybe into Village. Let's see if we can get down the inside, and we get that done. Next up is both of the Haas cars. Let's see if we can dive bomb Magnussen from a long way back down the inside, and we get that done. That is an Aitken style move there. Now can we get around the outside of Grosjean and the McLaren as well? I think that's Carlos Sainz, and we get a little bit in the grass. The McLaren's still on the right hand side and holds on to the position, but can we go down the inside into Copse? Not quite, but we can go to the outside, around the outside. Sainz squeezes us off the road, but we get away with it. Next up is Kimi Räikkönen. We get a good run out of Maggots and Beckett's. We're going to draw alongside, but look at the straight line speed of that Alfa Romeo car is very, very solid, and we can't really do anything there, so we go down the inside into Stowe and get it done there. Can we also get past Sergio Perez into the final corner? We have a look, but I wasn't feeling quite brave enough, but we have some good pace versus Sergio Perez, so can we get a run out of the final corner? Not quite.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
But the fastest lap means we have the pace to win, as we trying to dodge Sergio Perez. Incredibly slow through the first corner down the inside, and we get that done, trying to stay on the track, because even so it went deep into that corner, but got the move done, and now we can focus on the next car up ahead, which is actually Lando Norris, and we have a somewhat of a run towards this next corner, Brooklands, round the outside of Brooklands, and that is Lando Norris overtaken. Next up is Alexander Albon, so we've caught up to the top teams already, and we have a look to the outside. Not going to get the move done there, but towards the inside of Copse, down the inside, and we get the move done on Alexander Albon, but unfortunately I cut off the radio message there, so we didn't hear what Jeff said. I would have liked to have known, but what happened to Albon here? We went down the inside and made contact, and Albon clearly did not see us coming. He's not out of the race, but he turned in and spun around, so I'm not sure about that. We got a warning, but no penalty, so I'm just going to continue on. But anyway, the next car up ahead is Charles Leclerc towards Stowe. We're having a look, trying to get as close as possible. Not quite close enough there, but we get a look. It looks terrible, but we get a good run out of the final. No, that's not the final corner, that's Stowe. Into the final couple of corners, down the inside of Leclerc, and we get it done. Next up is Verstappen. We go down the inside towards the first corner, and we should get this done easy enough, and we do just that. Next up is Sebastian Vettel. We go down the inside into that corner that I forgot the name of, round the outside of Valtteri Bottas, and we get pushed off the road almost, but we get the move done round the outside of Bottas. Now we just have Lewis Hamilton to go, so we move on to Copse corner, and we get a nice run on Lewis Hamilton on the exit, and we're going to be on the outside heading towards Maggots and Beckett's, but we're going to be well and truly ahead of him, and almost push ourselves off the road understeering there, and Hamilton actually gets us back, so we will need to get a good exit out of Beckett's. We do that, and we re-overtake Hamilton, but he's going to have the DRS, and look at the straight line speed difference of both that Mercedes engine, and Bottas gets past as well. Bottas, have a look at this, down the inside of myself and then Lewis Hamilton, and they thankfully leave each other some space, but we are just going to follow them along and just see how this resolves. Bottas actually gets through on Lewis Hamilton. We're going to try and follow him through the final corner down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, and not sure if there's ever been an overtake there.
This is your final lap of the race.
And we now have 1 lap left in this race to overtake Valtteri Bottas. So can we make the move into... I've forgotten the name of that corner again, but we go down the inside. It's Village anyway, and around the outside of the loop, and we get that done. But Bottas, you saw he locked up and then turned in on us, and caused a bit of front wing damage, I think. Let's have a look at the replay to see exactly what happened, and there is no space there on the inside. We were well and truly down the inside. This is not a very good camera angle to show it. Let's have a look from this one, and yeah, Bottas left us nowhere to go there, and I'm looking at exactly the point where he's heading for the apex. We were well and truly alongside, so yeah, I'm not really sure what he was doing there. If you actually look at the moment he started turning in, we were not alongside him, but we were coming at him. He would have known by that point that we were going down the inside, so I'm not sure what he was doing there, but anyway, we've taken the lead. We may have a bit of front wing damage, but it's not going to make a huge difference. They're on 0 AI level, so they're going to be painfully slow, and all we have to do is bring it home ahead of them, and we will take home the race victory here with the stupidest camera settings you could possibly run with, while still being able to see where you're going. We'll put asterisk next to stupidest, because that first option, I would love to see someone drive like that and actually be somewhat competitive. You'd need to just memorize the track or something. It would be absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, that is just about it for this video. We just need to bring it home for the end of the race, and that will be it. So a little bit wide through Stowe, but doesn't really matter, and through the final corners, and you know, strangely enough, I've actually almost gotten used to driving like this.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
Oh yes, so much hard work. It was so weird, but after a while it wasn't too hard to drive with that angle.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Renault. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think the key here is just the quality of the racecraft, you know? I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall?
19.
I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it was fantastic to watch, wasn't it?
Sure.
This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the team at Renault have shown once again what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them.
There we go. Nico Hülkenberg gets his podium, and there we go. Valtteri Bottas P2. Hamilton somehow ended up third. I'm not really sure, but I know Bottas passed him, but I don't know how that ended up happening. Hamilton was just slow on that straight. Anyway.
After an incredible incredible day of racing. Who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Nico Hulkenberg did an
Yeah.
excellent job out on the track today. He played aggressively and knew exactly when to capitalise on openings throughout the race.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Alright. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year.